on. Why is that twisted? Well, there. Okay, there we go. My microphone, the cord, I was trying to adjust it, and it was stuck back behind here, so I had to adjust that and fix that. All right, let me just kill the volume on here. All right. Well, good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys had a good week. It's already Friday. It's amazing. Got a lot of rain today, so it's weird. We've been like so warm. And actually, I'll tell you what the temperature is right now. Uh, Definitely a cooler day today. Right now, it's 41 degrees. So the rain is pretty much done. Uh, yeah, the rain's pretty much done. And but it was definitely a wet day. So, uh, too funny. And actually, the funny part about this, guys, I gotta tell you this because actually, I want to look at this real quick, and then I will explain to you what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. So this weekend would have been the weekend that we would have gotten together. So today, people actually would have been coming in on Thursday. Today, obviously, rain, crappy weather, right? Which would have been normal for our get-togethers. Tomorrow's high is only going to be 51, but cloudy, and then Sunday's going to be 61 and sunny, right? Well, what we're looking at now, um, what's it doing? Why are you doing that? Hold on a second, guys. Let me go back in here and look. All right. It's not showing it now. Unbelievable. But anyway, the forecast for next weekend is supposed to be in the 80s. So, really happy about that. I think that is going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm really excited about the fact that we're actually going to have good weather on a weekend when we get together. So uh, we'll be able to hang outside, and like at night the lows are only going to be in low 60s. So I think that's going to be a really cool. I want to give you guys. Well, okay. So let me do the initial stuff that I normally do first, and then we will go on. Um, Cheez-Its have been gone. They have been gone. Uh, Anyway, before we get into anything, I just want to remind everybody this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. So please be decent and we will have no problems. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, the awesome people that you see lit up in blue with the wrenches are going to boot you out of here. All right. So I'm give you guys an update, and then we're gonna kind of this stream is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna talk about the topic a little bit, but then I really want to do some question and answers for you guys tonight. So Fridays are not usually a big stream because generally people doing things whatever the case may be, and that's okay. So I kind of want to do some question and answers for you guys. Okay, so anyway, the update is the guy that I had talked with on Thursday that I ran into that has the Bobcat and then can do the work and stuff like that for me. I called him today and have it set up. He's going to be here on Monday. So Monday he will be here loading up gravel. So he goes, well, what time would you like me, to be there? And I said, well, what works for you? And it was so funny because he's like, well, I'm a 9 in the morning getting started time type of guy. I go, perfect. That works for me. So he'll be here 9 o'clock Monday morning, you know, starting to get the rest of that stone off the top and doing that. So, that is a very cool thing. Now, I will tell you this too, and I know that Dave is probably going to either watch this now or he'll watch it later. I did speak with him about the area where Dave has his travel trailer. He wanted that area widened out. I did talk with him about doing that as well. And so he's going to come in here. Yep, I knew you were in here, Mac. Okay. So he's going to come in here and he's going to look at that as well. And so hopefully we can get that squared away for you as well. Okay. And so that is the game plan anyway. So I'll know more about that on Monday. If he can do that Monday, that will get taken care of then as well. Okay. So just a little heads up. So yeah, Joan, we did a change of plan because I'll tell you what I moved a lot of rock, um, and there's two things I know about moving rock. Okay, I'll share those two things with you. Number one, I am not 25 anymore. All right, so that's one really huge awakening aspect of it, and so it needed to get done. I was trying to get as much done as I possibly could, but then if there was an easier way to get it squared away, then that's what we're going to do. And so so we'll get So we're Real Freedom says great. Now you'll really get some progress on the road, and eventually you can get Danny in there. Well, I'm hoping Real Freedom. So there's the other part of that. Okay, here's the other part of that. If we get him in here Monday, and he starts laying down a bunch of gravel, what he can down in that first whole section, coming off the hill where they had started, where Danny had gone in there with the gravel truck and had dumped there. But if I can get him to come in there and hit that and then start around the curve and hitting some of those other spots, okay, if he can get that part done in as much as he possibly can, then I can just call Danny and go, okay, listen, by Wednesday, Thursday, especially if we've got no rain and it's been sunshiny and it's given a really good chance for things to dry out, it's going to be a lot easier for him to get in here. The road had been in much, much better shape before the rain today. But moving forward, it should be real, real good. And I'm hoping that we can get Danny in here. So the game plan is he's going to be here Monday. Get done what he can get done on Monday, which will be great. Okay. Then I'm hoping that by maybe Wednesday, and I'm going to call Danny on Monday. Okay. Just so you guys know too. If I can get Danny to come in here Thursday or Friday and bring us in a couple of loads of gravel and get that in the road before everybody gets here, that would be just, then we can focus on other things and not have to be like, holy crap, the road is, crappy. It's not, we're making progress, but it's not enough. And this part needs to be done and that part needs to be done, all of that. So, really, really excited about that part of it. And, and then we'll have, if we get all that gravel on top down in the road, and then Danny comes and brings us in 2 more loads of gravel, and we're just basically hitting the tracks. That's what we're focusing on. Okay. We'll have a whole lot more better understanding. Okay. Better understanding of where we're going to be at moving forward with what we need to do as far as the road goes. So, but like I said, I'm excited about that. It's going to be, we're making progress. And so, that way, when everybody gets here, we can just focus on the pavilion's going to be a big thing this weekend. And we're hoping, the game plan is that we, not this weekend, but, next weekend, we get all the joists up for the roof and start putting metal on that roof. And I'm hoping that by the end of the weekend, we're at that point. We will also be working on the bunker. And the bunker, the game plan, obviously, with that is that, we will definitely be at the 12-foot level on the bunker after this weekend, when we get together. And then I can start focusing on getting the walls into the bunker, get the footers in there, get the concrete work done, start laying block back in there. I have what 250, 260 concrete block sitting back there waiting to go. I got to get the rebar, uh, you know, ready to go as well. And so, yeah, it's just there's a lot of smaller stuff that we can focus on. And, in this week, before everybody gets here, I would like to get into the woods a little bit, get some wood cut up before everybody gets here. So we'll see how it goes. But so I don't have to worry now at this point about moving any more gravel, which I'm really happy about. My back will be really happy about that. So, but yeah, so um, for homestead property, what do you think about the deposit area? Found property with no well can get a permit, no access to electric grid. Thoughts? Um, you're trying to go in that area. Okay, I know. I think I know the area you're talking about. Yeah, as far as you'd have to set up solar for that. I mean, we've been living in New York, off grid with that, for solar. You definitely need to have a backup generator. Okay, so, but yeah, I obviously lived in upstate New York most of my life, so beautiful area. Again, uh, you know, it's going to be like I said, taxes and permits and all the other stuff you got to deal with in New York. Um, if it was me, and I'm just I'm going to give you a 100% honest answer. If it was me, I wouldn't buy in New York. I would look at buying out of state and getting something going elsewhere. That's my advice to you. You can do whatever you want to do, but again, did I check on bee registration and inspection? So okay, so that's a good question, and thank you. Um, the people that I'm getting the bees from, they are a bee store. Okay, and she said you can register your bees, but you don't have to register your bees. She goes, if you register your bees, then you are subject to inspection, which means that they can come in and they can inspect your bees. So I'm going to give you guys a guess of which option I have decided to go with when it comes to the bees. Let you guess. Do you think I'm going to register my bees or I'm not going to register my bees? What do you think? Yeah, yeah. I will not be registering my bees. I'm not going to be in any situation where anybody can come in and inspect anything. Screw that. Not going to happen. No way, no how. When I was talking to the lady about that, we were having a conversation about, prepping and living off grid and all that type of stuff. She goes, so I got to let you know about this. She goes, and I already kind of know where you're going to go. So, you know, but yeah, so that's yeah, yeah. Registration leads to confiscation. Yeah, you know what? That statement I agree with 100%, 100%. But yeah, it's just yeah. I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not going to have. Well, she was like, well, the only good thing she goes about registering your bees. If you have a bear come in and it destroys the hive, they will replace it. But no, you know what? No, no way. I'm not going to ever be in a situation where a an authoritarian figure can come in and tell me what I have to do or not have to do. That's not going to be, no, that's not going to be a possibility. Yeah, I wouldn't register anything if you don't have to. Exactly, Sonia. So yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it's better off catching a local swarm anyway. Yeah, I was actually, and I can't remember who sent it to me. Gosh, I wish I could remember who sent it to me. And they were talking about that, like there's a situation with the bees being in danger. Well, honeybees are not the honeybees that we use for, hives and stuff like that. Are not are not local to the states. Okay, they're local to different areas of the world, but we do have natural bees in the area, and those are the ones that are actually in danger of going extinct and stuff like that. So, so I thought that was interesting. It was a really interesting video. Um, but New to Georgia, and they actually came out, walked our property after buying, said, "Do this every 3 years." Why? Not liking that. Now, I never heard of that before. Never heard of that before. The only reason that they would, in my opinion, on a mission of truth, that would happen is that they do it every 3 years is because they can raise your taxes. That would be the only thing, you know. But that's the only thing that I would think that they could do that for. Like, okay, so here, all right, had to get a permit for having the well dug because you have a business that comes in and does the well. I did have to get a permit for getting the well dug. And that, again, is strictly for the purpose of the town can go, okay, now we can raise his taxes because now he has a well on site. And that's pretty much it. If I put in a septic system here, same thing. You have to get a permit to do that as well. So, how deep is your well? The well is 325 feet deep, Prep Rebel. So that's now. Here's the thing. I was talking with Ronnie yesterday. Okay, and he said, because remember I was showing you when I was walking the other day in the area where we want to do the eventually have the community center. Okay. No, we have to register chickens in Wisconsin. Really? That's crazy. That's crazy. So anyway, and I was showing you that area that was wet. Okay. And Ronnie called me up and he's like, you know what it could be? He said, no, it's not a natural spring. Nope, not a natural spring there, Village Homestead. What he said, he believes that the water has come up. So I actually got to take the cap off of the well and see if the water's all the way up. Because if the water's all the way up, what we're having is the water seepage. So we may have it where we have a lot of water, a lot more than we think. So, that's kind of neat. And, you know, but yeah, so I'm going to have to take that cap off and look underneath that and see if there's water. So if that's the case, yeah, that would be really good news. That would be really good news, which would mean that we would have more water than we think available. So I would be really, really happy about that. So, but yeah, so we're gonna see. I'll have to check that out within the next couple of days and see if that's the case. As far as moving forward with the well itself, we want to get a holding tank, and so the bigger holding tank that we can get, um, what we'll be able to do with that is put that. I want to put that more on the top of the hill, and then that way, because the higher, like if I put it up basically where we come up over the top before we come into the lower meadow, if I can get a tank up there, right, from the well, pump the water up to there, and then it would be gravity fed from the top of the hill to whatever we were going to use down here. And that's going to be a better option for us. And so that would work. So have the skid steer guy dig around the well so we can build over it. Yeah, I can do that too, Mac. Yep. Yeah, I want to see how long it's going to take him to get that gravel off the top and get that down into the road and see how far he gets with that. I'm really excited to see how far he can get with that. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. But he's gonna, like I said, what he's planning on doing. I don't know if I think I did explain this, but he has his truck, and he's gonna load up the back of his truck with the gravel on top, and then drive the truck down, and then just hit the tracks. And so, you know, we'll see. We'll see how we'll see how that goes. But I'm interested to see how that goes and how far we can get and how much gravel we actually still have up on top. There's still a lot of gravel up on top. So depending on how far he can go and what he can do, we'll, you know, we'll see how that all pans out. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. But so I was actually today. I was with the rain. I was actually kind of excited. I know it's silly and it's stupid, but I had buckets that were starting to get empty, and I wanted to get my buckets refilled. So, I ended up just from the rain today, actually put 5 gallons of fresh water in the top of the Berkey, and so I got that going down. That's filtering. Got another bucket here full, another bucket outside full, and so then there's more, from on both sides are filling as well. So I was pretty happy with the amount of water I collected today, because I said again, we're going to be hitting a stretch here where we're not going to have any rain for a while, and that's okay. I'm not unhappy about that, but yeah. So I actually did have to run the generator today too. Today because again, we yesterday was overcast and cloudy, so you know, did no basically no sunshine yesterday for the panels, um, and then today um, we had rain all day, and finally stopped this afternoon, probably about 3 o'clock I think it stopped, and so I had to run the generator for a while. I just actually had it running just before the live stream. I turned it off 7:30, and but the batteries are now up. They were down. Okay, so the batteries were down to 14%, and now they're back up to 88. So, uh, do you open events like Bug Out Weekend or Meetup kind of thing, Ed? I haven't done that yet, but I'll be honest with you. I am not going to have any other than the people that are in my group down on the property. That's just for safety reasons. Not letting people have an idea of what we got going on back here and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a process of what we're doing here. Yeah, OPSEC, exactly. Not you know I'm not going to have just Joe Random come walking in here and walking around and checking stuff out. That's not gonna that's not going to happen. I have people that I trust come back in here. That's why when I do a screening of someone, I meet them off site first. Do a background check and those type of things. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful, and so oh, I just so the people that are in my group know, um, Cheryl, who does our cooking for us on the Saturdays, she's not able to do a lot physically because of her age and stuff like that. No, I do not drug test. No, I don't care if you get stoned. Why would I care if you do that, Red Maple Grove? I'm making sure that people are not like crazy hardened criminals. So yeah, that's what I'm not. I want to make sure that the stuff that we have it stays here, it doesn't disappear. So, um, but anyhow, what was I going to say? Hey Ed, I'm listening while I pack, heading out in the morning to my undisclosed location. Very cool, man. Good, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about if we get the time. Honestly, I mean, and not trying to be negative Nancy, but the way that these lunatics are doing things right now, who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, oh, I was going to say Cheryl and cooking. Yes, thank you. It's like it goes, it goes. Um, she is going to be making a cake for celebrating our 1 year of everybody coming together. So I thought that that was very sweet of her, and she will have that in here on Saturday. So we're going to have, when we do lunch on Saturday, yeah, squirrel, exactly, exactly. It's very easily distracted, so, but, but anyway, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's amazing. It's been a year already. I just got like the notifications that I had posted. Actually, the 3rd of April is actually the first time that weekend when Ronnie had called me ahead of time. Okay, and he said, "Old guys and old gals, exactly." Um, he had called me ahead of time and said, "Listen, man, I want to come down and I want to help you out." And so I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I had posted the 3rd of April of last year on my Facebook, my Facebook, not Prepper Nurse One, uh, and there was the pictures of us building the battery room. Brian down here, my electrician from New York, down here helping setting up the solar system. So I was like, wow, it's been a year already, and it seems like it was yesterday, to be honest with you. So, but really, really happy about that. Uh, and I looking back over the last year and what we've gotten accomplished in that time frame um, is amazing. It really, really is. I mean, again, so like actually, if we go back to the topic of my video, right? You're not making everybody happy. Some people aren't happy that it's not faster, right? Well, why aren't you getting this done? Why haven't you got your house built yet? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? So, you know, there, you know, there's priorities. The well was a priority. That was something for the long term viability of what we want to do down here. Um, you know, People I went to school with or worked for 25 years don't know where. Yeah, yeah. Um, but it took us. Like I said, long term viability. Well was a priority. Well was not cheap. Okay, the well was not cheap, and people do not have realistic expectations. They are welcome to donate. Yeah, the people just don't understand realistically. And this is not a slam at anybody. Um, yeah, Ronnie, there's Ronnie. It's only been 27 days. So yeah, look at it from the perspective of that. The group gets together once a month. We basically, a lot of people get in on Friday. Some people get in, some people come in on Thursday. Some of the people like Ronnie and Mark, okay, Dave, they come down early. Sometimes they stay longer, so they've actually been here more. But realistically, when the group is together, it's like 27 days altogether that we've actually been here doing stuff together. Now, obviously, there's other people that have come down, and stayed longer and those type of stuff. But those people clearly don't do much physical labor or understand the process. Well, the thing is, I mean, I am from day one been realistic. Like I told my group members, over the winter, I said, listen, I mean, realistically, I said December, January, February, probably March. I go, we're going to suck weather wise, but we still had things that we wanted to do, wanted to accomplish, wanted to work on. And, you know, obviously, when it is nice outside and you're not freezing and trying to keep your hands warm and, you don't have to worry about huddling around the fire to try to get warm to do things, you're more motivated. You feel better, and you're able to do different things. So um, realistically, you know, it's time. It's like even if you have the people there to work on stuff, you know, depending on what the weather's doing, it's depending on how you're going to go and how it's going to work and what you can get done. And once we have this pavilion done, folks, um, it's just going to make everything so much better because we're going to have an area where if it's raining when we're having our weekend or whatever it's doing, we'll be able to have a place where we can go into, where we can be dry, where we can cook food, and not be under a canopy trying to do it that way, and the wind's blowing in, and and all that type of stuff, and and the rain and everything. It's going to make everything better. So that's why the pavilion ended up being such a priority, and it's been a lot of work. You know what I mean? So I want to see Camping with Steve do a stealth camp behind your pavilion. Oh my God, that's funny. It wouldn't be He wouldn't be able to do that, I don't believe. So yeah, not having to sit on a slope. Exactly, Mac. Exactly. So, but yeah, like I said, it's just what we're doing. We're doing the groundwork, if you will, right now. We're getting the hard part out of the way. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been fishing. I have not been fishing. You know, but I really am excited because within a few months, the pavilion will be completely functional. Because when this month, obviously, the focus is getting the roof rafters up and starting getting the metal on the roof, and I'm hoping that we can get the metal done this weekend coming up. And get that part squared away. That would be awesome if we can do that. Okay, and if we can get that done, then next month we can focus on getting the floor in. Once we get the floor in, then it's a matter of just getting plywood on the walls on the outside. It's not going to be a very difficult thing, so that would go up really, really quickly. Then it's just getting the wood stove in there, getting that set, and getting that set up, and and doing that type of thing. But yeah, it's you know, how-to videos. Thoughts on Trump's indictment? Will it hurt or help his election? You know what? I just until he's the nominee, I'm not even really concerned about it. My opinion on that really doesn't really matter. He's got to deal with that, unfortunately, and it's just there. I will just say this: games are being played. Okay, it's interesting to me that right at the time, and I'm just going to make a coincidental statement on this, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I find it very interesting when a lot of these people are starting to kick off their campaigns to try to be the nominee for president, that this is just the opportune time that he gets indicted. I find that very fascinating. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I really don't want to get into all that. I just, it's like, so Randy Romas, he did nothing wrong. So let's put it like this: there's a lot of people that have done nothing wrong that are sitting in jail and convicted of a crime that they didn't do. Don't get me wrong; there's a lot of people in jail that committed a crime that should be there, but it. Do you accept email questions? Of course, after the holiday. Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you want to shoot me an email, that's fine. Um, but anyway, so let's do some questions, guys. If you have any questions you want to ask me, all cap lock so it stands out, please. And thank you for doing it that way. So if you have any questions, I will try to answer as many as I possibly can. What are we at? 381 in the chat. We're at 161 on a thumbs up. So again, if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that ahead of time to show support for the channel. And thank you very much for doing so. I do appreciate that. Did you mail the books? No, I have not mailed the books yet. I have been very, very busy doing a lot of other things that I'm, like I said, I don't share everything on YouTube, but I've just been very, very busy and I've not gotten to it. So I do apologize. Ed, when do you anticipate having the bunker ready to use? Prep Rebel. That's a good question, and thank you very much. Um, are you hanging all your flags on the pavilion? Well, that would be one of the spots where some of the flags will go. Yes, I do want to put some of the flags on the battery room as well. But yes, we will use the post on the pavilion for some of the flags as well. So as far as when do I think the bunker will be functional and ready to use? As soon as we get to the 12-foot level and I start concreting that up and get that part done, um, then we can start to dig in. Once I am in and we get in there and we're going to go 2 feet to start with, and then it has to be all supported before we go any further in. Uh, Functional, I mean, the hallway itself can be utilized for storage once we get going. Um, I have a question on my solar system. So if it's okay, I'll email you. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Troy. No problem. Um, no worries. Um, but before we could actually start putting supplies down there, well, probably midsummer, maybe, you know, I'm going to waterproof the outside of the block. Yes. All right. So village. So let me explain what I'm going to do with the bunker. Okay. To get it before we even start to dig in. Well, we'll start to dig in, but what's going to happen is, um, you know, my time is going to be freed up a little bit differently now because of now that I don't have to worry about the road. I can focus on some other things. So the game plan is we get down to that 12-foot level, we get footers in there, we start building the block up. Okay, I'm going to do 3 rows high to start with. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to put a sealant on the back side of those. And then what we're going to do also is like the 2-inch foam board insulation. Okay, up against that. Then it's going to be backfilled behind that. Okay. And so once we get that first 3 feet done and it sets up and give it a few days to set up and do that, then get all that other part done. Once that's backfilled to that 3-foot level, then we put the next, not 3 foot, but the next 3 blocks. And that's going to be a very methodical thing that's going to be done. And so that is, slow and steady. It's not going to be something that happens overnight, but that is something that I can do with just having Steve here to help me work on that, like lowering me down block, and I can get things set up and do that. So that is, that's going to, like I said, that's going to be a slow process. That's not nothing that's going to happen overnight, but I'm really, really excited about that. Do you take time to have a prepper survival training lesson at least once a month? We do plan, Old Mutt. We are absolutely going to be doing that. I think depending on like this month, I'm thinking that depending on what we get done on Saturday, okay, and when we decide to cut off for the day, we're going to start doing some classes and training and working on some other things as well. Yes, we over the winter has just been trying to get done what we can get done. The weather hasn't really cooperated to be able to do other things. But yes, we definitely are going to be doing classes with the group. Are you planning on putting in the septic? Yes, eventually, Dawn. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Ed, I appreciate what you're doing, all the hard work for your bunker. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Again, going back, Ed, do you think you may consider getting a horse? No, no. I'm not going to get any horses and I'm not going to get any cows, and I will tell you why. Okay, 2 reasons. One, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of money to deal with that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there are, hey, Pam in Wonderland, hey, Ed, better not hang an American flag. You could get arrested for offending the Transmatics. Yeah, well, I'm going to still be flying my American flag. I'll be flying the Confederate flag too, because to me, that is about the last time. Well, actually, the battle flag of Virginia, if you want to be specific, okay? It's the last time in the United States when people stood up and said they weren't taking the government's crap no more. That's why I fly it. Okay. We are going to get goats. I do want to have goats. But the reason, okay, so let me finish my other thought first before we continue on that. There are plenty of horses and there's plenty of cows around here. So if we get to that point, where things go completely sideways, we're going to be able to barter, with people locally, because as preppers, we are going to have things that they don't have that they would like to have. Okay, so we're going to have things that are going to be very, very barterable. And so if we need to get a horse or we need a cow or whatever the case may be, after an event, we're going to be able to barter for those things. So that right now, that is definitely not on the agenda. I don't really have the room to seriously take care of a horse or a cow or anything like that. And, so I've not planted any fruit trees yet, Pat. No, nope, not yet. That is something that's going to be happening. My group and I are going to sit down. We're going to talk about that this weekend and kind of make a game plan. It everything realistically comes down to two things. Comes down to two things: time and money. Always comes down to time and money. So as we can do things, um, you know, we will continue to take care of what we have to take care of. But having a horse, you'll always be worried about buying hay. Yeah, or yeah, somebody says get a donkey. Donkey's a good thing as well, because you can absolutely ride a donkey as well if you had to, and they're going to be great. Especially if you have goats, which we do plan on having goats. They will protect the goats from coyotes or whatever, because the donkey will stop the crap out of a coyote in a heartbeat. So they're actually a really good thing to have, and you know, yeah, having livestock will definitely attract the wild animals. Absolutely, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I definitely let's leave early tonight. So much going on here. Everyone have a blessed Resurrection Day and enjoy. Thank you, Pennsylvania Granny. You have a good night as well, my dear. No, I have there. Like I said, it's we have plans of what we want to do. On the bunker, will you be filling the blocks with concrete and mortar between them? Yes. Yes, absolutely. We plan on doing it. So as we set the rebar, and once we get that first thing done, every hole will be filled with concrete. I want it to be very, very solid. I don't want it to ever move. I don't want it to ever go anywhere. So yes, that is absolutely the game plan. We are definitely going to do that. So, but yeah, it's like I said, I'm excited to see what progress we make this year. We've already made progress this year, obviously, but now that we're getting into the warmer weather, hopefully, like after the pavilion is done, okay. So the game plan right now, and this is kind of what we've discussed, after the pavilion is done and the road is in a more squared away position, hopefully that will be soon, okay. The next major project is going to be putting in a greenhouse. Getting a greenhouse is going to be very important. I would like to get to that point where we're growing our own stuff that we can harvest, that we can dehydrate, that we can vacuum or freeze dry. One of the guys in the group has a freeze dryer, so maybe there'll be a weekend that he can bring that down, and we can start banging out some stuff that way. So but yeah, it's just that's going to be, like I said, it's there is a lot on the books for this year that we want to try to get accomplished. Getting fruit trees in is another major thing that I want to definitely get started on getting that done this year. I got to see how much trees are going to cost us, and if we added, and I know this doesn't sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it can build up pretty quickly. If we added 2 trees a month, if we were able to do that, go get 2 cherry trees, and then go get 2 apple trees, and then go get 2 pear trees, and then 2 peach trees, and then 2 plum trees. Start doing that, and then just once you get 2 of everything, then you go and start the next 2 more of the same thing again, and before you know it, so looking for freeze dryers. I want one. Yeah, they're not. See, here's the problem with the freeze dryers. They are not cheap. Any changes planned for your channel to attract more views or to enhance content? Um, you know what, Ted? With the games that YouTube plays, it's going to be what it's going to be. To be honest with you, I am not a YouTuber that does all the fancy editing and stuff like that. I think that it is important to be able to show reality, so I don't cut out things and don't share. I mean, if you look at some channels, okay, and I'm not picking on any channel out there, I'm just saying, this is just, you never see anything bad, you never hear anything bad, right? um, all you hear or see is, oh, we're so happy and everything is wonderful. Well, that's not reality, okay? Reality, you're going to have bad days. Reality, the weather's going to suck sometimes. You're going to have trees that come across the road, right? That's going to happen. It's not, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, that's part of life. That's part of living this lifestyle, is that you're going to have bumps in the road, so. Right. Yeah. Village Homestead says it depends on what you're looking for. Yes. If you're looking to do long term freeze drying, having your own freeze dryer, is a good thing, but they're not cheap. It's an investment like anything else. But if you're looking at, okay, um, yes, and do grafts. Yes. Oh my, you're right. Yep. They actually sell some trees that are already grafted, and I think that's a good investment too. So if you can have a tree where you're getting, four or five different types of apples off of one tree, I think that's an amazing thing. You know, again, now the one advice, okay, and again, learn from my mistakes. Please, please, please learn from my mistakes. If you're going to buy trees, don't get don't get saplings. Go ahead and spend the money and get the more mature tree. Get a tree that's already 6 foot tall. The reason is, when you buy that more mature tree, the next year you can probably get fruit. Okay. If you buy a sapling, you're looking at 6 or 7 years before you get any fruit. So if you got the time and if you're young and you don't care, get all the saplings that you want. We are behind and nobody reminded me. Egg count time. Egg count time, guys. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for Mrs. Thickneck. So let's do that really quickly and then we will move on. Yeah, thanks, JJ. Uh, all right, give you guys a moment. Just give you guys a minute to get your guesses up here. But anyway, if we get the time, folks, if we get the time and things don't blow up on us, which I hope they don't, I'll be honest with you, I hope they don't. With inside of 2 years, you'll be amazed at what we will have done 2 years from this year. So the first year is already gone. We already got a year in now. We got a year in. 2 years from now, if the world don't go down to the toilet in a handbasket, we will have um, we will have a whole lot be in a whole lot better shape. All right. So if you had the same exact guess as Comet Moon with 7 eggs and yes for Miss Thickneck, then you are 100% correct. Um, she didn't lay yesterday, so today was it's already in the toilet. Yeah, no kidding, Dawn. So congratulations, Comet Moon. You've won absolutely nothing. I think what we're going to try to do is I'm going to do on Sunday. I'm going to give away one of the books on the silver. So we're gonna. That's the game plan. So just a reminder. Um, that's what we're planning on doing there. And I will eventually get the books mailed out. You guys can keep harassing me all you want about it. It ain't gonna make me get them out the door any faster. Bragging rights, yes, yep, that's true. Um, I have other things that I'm trying to take care of, and I promise I have not forgotten any of you that want a book. I will get the books out. I promise. Okay, so just please be patient with me. That the one young lady, she waited a long time, and I won't make you guys wait that long. I promise. But no, actually, the last time with the books, everybody got their books. Everybody that I sent the books out to. There was 10 different people that I sent books out to the last time. They all got their books, so I was happy about that. But yeah, I do plan on Adam getting your stuff mailed out this coming week. So I had to get for two put in, which sucks. Oh wow, okay, all right, no worries, Don. No worries. Thank you for letting me know. But well, I got something today that was mailed 6 months ago. Wow, that's bad. Yeah, that is definitely bad. Prep Rebel said, Ed, I finally hit the 3 year food storage mark. Now, how many people is that for, Prep Rebel? That's my so that, and I'm going to tell you my reason for that question. So I'm going to ask you, how many people do you have food storage for 3 years? So yeah, I'll look for your answer in here. But how many people are you doing that for? But that's awesome that you hit the 3 year mark. Very very cool. Very very cool. That's for three. Okay. All right. So the reason I'm asking that, all right, you get 6 people show up that you didn't expect to show up, and just say, I'm not saying that you do or don't. It could happen. You get 6 more people show up. Now you got enough food for 9 people for a year. Do you see where how quickly that can go down? Do you have an inventory system for food storage? A lot. That's a great question, Village Homestead. Or are you asking him that, or are you asking me that? That's a good question. A lot of my stuff that I store, I mark the dates on it, like in the 5 gallon buckets when it was packed up, and stuff like that. Like, a lot of the stuff that I store is long term food storage. I would definitely love to get a hydrator, and I already have. I mean, a freeze dryer. I already have the hydrator. That actually is up in New York. That's got to come down as well. There's, like I said, my next trip to New York, I kind of prioritize now what I need to bring down because I'm not going back up every month anymore. Um, that's not part of the game plan. But yeah, it's there's definitely things on this next trip. The other beehive is going to come down with me. The bike is absolutely coming down with me on this next trip, so I'm taking the trailer up with me when I go. Yeah, yeah, those are you know do you still have residence in New York? I still own my property in New York, Stephanie. So, but I am, here pretty much full time now. Moving forward, I'll probably go to New York like twice a year. That's kind of the game plan. There's a lot of things that I need to do down here and take care of down here. So, Ed, have you ever purchased long-term food from an LDS cannery? Actually not from them. I have a ton of freeze dried stuff. Like I'll show you. Hold on one second. I'll show you. An example would be, and this is just like one example, like the Mountain House. Okay, so this one is lasagna with meat sauce, and let's see what the best used by April of 2028. Okay, so that's what that one's saying. This one here, And these are the newer ones, okay? So this one is chili mac with beef, all right? And this one is Best By. And again, remember what Best By means, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. But this is Best By October 2051. All right, so that it's a lot longer. The newer ones that they're coming out with now have a lot longer shelf life. Now, what does the Best By mean? All Best By means that doesn't mean it expires and on that date, oh my God, it's no good anymore. We got to throw it all away. No, all it does mean is on that date, after that date, it starts to lose nutritional value. That's it. Still be good to eat. It'll just start to lose its nutritional value. Um, I have a ton of number 10 cans. I think I showed you guys last year. I brought a bunch of them down. I have a bunch of cases of them. And there's still more up in New York that I have to get yet. So, like I said, my next trip, I'm taking, obviously, I'm going to have the trailer and I'm going to have, the bike. I'm bringing the bike back for sure. And, I'll have the whole back of the truck loaded up again, the back seat, other than where hell is going to be, and then the front seat as well. I will have a full load of things that I'm going to be bringing back with me on the next trip. I will be bringing down more food again as well. So, but make a list maybe. Well, I kind of know exactly what the priorities that I want to have down here. It's I every trip that I make moving forward up to New York and coming back, I will be bringing the trailer with me because I can load the trailer up, and it's going to suck gas wise on the way back. Even on the way up, it's going to be a little bit more expensive pulling the trailer, but it's not that bad. But when it's full, that's where you go, holy crap, what happened to the gas mileage? But yeah, it's just it's going to be a process, and Heather plans on staying in New York. She's happy, and so she's going to be utilizing the property there. My sister's still there, obviously, as well, and so they're the dogs that are up there are going to stay with them. Oh, I have some sad news to share with you guys too. God, it seems like this has just been kind of crazy. So you guys remember I talked about you may need another shipping container to store things. Yeah, well, that's why I want to get underground, Delbert. Once I'm underground and I can start storing everything underneath there, even if it's in the hallway for right now, it'll be a spot where I can put stuff. And that's what the whole underground thing is getting things from above ground to underground so they're safer, last longer, and all that type of stuff. So I did tell you guys that Buddy had passed away. All right, what had happened with him. So Lucy, if you guys remember Lucy, he has at how much gasoline down at your location? I'm not going to give you the exact numbers. I have quite a bit of gas, both here and in New York. Quite a bit of gas. And so, like this spring will be when I start to rotate some of that gas. And but yeah, no, I don't generally share exact totals, but I try to keep a good amount of gas on hand. But anyway, so Lucy, oh, thank you very much for the condolences on Buddy. Yeah, he was a great cat, great cat. Mr. Lucy's been sick for a long, long time, just not doing well, and he passed away a couple days ago. And Heather had called me up and said they actually found him behind the wood stove. She said over the course of the winter, he had slowly deteriorated health wise, and to where he spent a lot of his time sleeping in front of the wood stove and not going outside. It was really, really bad shape. And so, okay, so Prep Rebel, we'll talk about that in just a second. But anyway, so in New York now, There is Max, Miss Molly. There is Stella, who's the youngest cat, and then there is Miss Soxy. So we're down to 4 cats in New York. And when I do go up, Lucy, I don't know how old Lucy was because he kind of adopted us. We had him for 9 years up at the homestead. So he just showed up one day and he was with us. So, but yeah, so that's that's the way. But he was a good cat too. Just a really nice. We called him our alien cat because he just looked weird. He was a weird looking cat, but he just showed up one day and said, "I like you people." Oh, Molly's fine. No, Molly's fine. Oh, bringing Molly down. I've thought about that. If I excuse me, hey Mountain Kiker, Biden said he's going to reduce beef consumption. Time to eat bugs. LOL. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Good. Well, they've already working. They're already working on that. Look at how expensive beef is now. You think that's an accident that the beef is so expensive that people can't afford to buy it to eat it? I mean, that's part of the game plan. I don't know if you guys can kind of figure that one out or not, but yeah. So I'm definitely bringing Miss Soxy down here, and I've actually thought about bringing Miss Molly down here as well. I think she would be okay, and I really like that cat. She's a great cat, but we're gonna have to kind of see what happens. I could one cat in the camper plus the dog for right now. That's enough, to be honest with you. And Miss Soxy, she's just a love bug, that one. So, but and then I do still plan on breeding Hella, so there'll be more dogs. So um, we'll see what happens, but time will tell. All right, let's go ahead and do some shout outs. Trying to relatively stay close to being on schedule doesn't always work. We'll start out with Icky Can up in Canada. Real good guy. I would ask you to please support him. You have Angry Prepper, and that's Jason down in New York City. You have Alaska Prepper, and that is Rudy up in Alaska. There's Alaska Granny. You have the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, same guy, 2 different channels, doing his building up in Canada. Amazing to watch what he's doing. Garden, greenhouse, everything that he's got going on up there. Pretty cool, actually. You have Demcad. There is Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizarriza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. Really interesting series there as well. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle. You have Magic Prepper, who is in North Dakota. There is Wrangle Star, and that's Cody. A lot of good stuff on his channel. A lot of great information on his channel. You have the Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin, and that is Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there, living off grid. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team, 2 different channels, but really good people, a lot of good information. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. You have Green Greg's. There is Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. Really good information with that, and so definitely check him out as well. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is St. Bernard Acres with Joe. You have Doug and Stacy. They've been around for a long time. A lot of good information on their channel as well. The Nomadic Movement, which is down in Panama. Nice young couple down there doing their thing. You have the Green Dream Project, which is a couple out in Arizona. Really interesting to watch them as well. Surviving in the desert, and it's pretty neat. Camping with Steve Wallace does stealth camping. Fun to watch. His channel is a good guy. There's Bush Doctor Survival. There is Monkey Works. You have the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Real good information on her channel as well. And so you should definitely check her out. Boss of the Swamp. He's been around for a long, long time. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Again, real good guy, very, very intelligent, a lot of good information on his channel. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres. There is Suspicious Observer, Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News doing her thing on all the earthquakes and updates on Yellowstone and stuff like that. Really, really good. You have Adapt 2030. There is Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should get your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, y'all, real good guy, very, very down to earth. Does a lot for the community. Really, really good guy. Let's see. Excuse me. There is Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand. He gives you the information. If you choose to follow it or not, it's up to you. He lets you make your own decisions on it, and I think that that is a good thing. You have Deep South Homestead, another really good channel. You have The Outsider. He's up in Maine, I believe, and I really like what he's doing with building that house that he's been building up there. Had his father helping him until his father passed away. Really, really good guy. You have the Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel. You have Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's. You have The Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. There's East Tennessee Preparedness. You have the Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. Another really good channel. Nice young couple in Tennessee as well. There's a lot of good information out there, guys. There's a lot of good channels. Somebody said, don't forget Jordan Peterson. I like Jordan Peterson as well. I do like him. He's very, very intelligent. He makes a lot of sense, and I think that's important. And going back to the title of the stream. You're never going to make everybody happy. When we have a country now that panders to a small percentage of the population and screaming the loudest, and we are pandering to them and giving in and letting them, call the shots on how things should be. Uh, that's insanity to me. It's insanity to me. Everybody wants their recognition, and my group, and this is again. I am a big believer that everybody should have the same equal footing. Okay, you live your life, I live my life. I may not agree with the way you live your life, but who am I to judge you? Right? Remember that old saying in the Bible, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." Yeah, that one really goes a long way, and I think that we should respect each other. I mean, it's a weird concept. I know it's in this day and age. Respect other people. You don't have to agree with them. I mean, there's no way that everybody is going to agree 100% with what you say. There's just no way. You're going to have differences of opinions, but that's okay. As long as you can have mutual respect and say, okay, you know what? I like you. I think you're a cool person. I don't agree with you on this topic, so maybe that's a topic we don't discuss. It's as simple as that, and, it's hard to follow a blueprint when the world is falling apart at the seams. You're right. It absolutely is, JJ. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. And again, I honestly believe it's a lot about respect. Respecting other people. I mean, like I said, we all come from different backgrounds. I don't care who it is. I don't care what color you are, whatever. We all come from our own unique perspective of how we grew up, what we saw. I mean, some people, they had the world handed to them from an early age. And some of us have had to claw and scratch and fight the entire way, and stuff like that. I actually, to me, you know, I grew up hard. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it molded and shaped me to who I am today. Okay, and I like I said, but again, it's funny. I treat This is just me, and I don't care. You can do whatever you want to do, and you do you, and that's fine. But I'm going to treat the janitor with the same respect that I treat the CEO of the company, because you know what? Just because their positions are different, and maybe that guy has more power, it doesn't make him better than the janitor. The janitor has a very important job, just like anybody else. So when people look down, okay, here's a profession that gets frowned upon, looked down on, but it's an important profession, and without it, we're be in big trouble really quickly. And that's garbage men. Garbage men, people go, how could you do that job? It they make great money. Garbage men make great money. To me, it would be an opportunity to garbage pick and get stuff really cool. To me, that's what I would be if I was doing that. That's what I would be looking for. What can I get? Oh man, this would be perfect because people throw out a lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. So again, it's just like I said. Again, it's treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah, job security, exactly. There's always going to be garbage. So yeah, so that's always going to be there, always going to be there. So yeah, it's just like I said. To me, again, it's about treating people the way you want to be treated. You know, I'm going to tell you what. I was out and about today. I had running around that I had to do today, and I did have to stop. I stopped at Walmart. Actually, I wanted to get had to get my Raisin Bran and shredded wheat. I had to get more shredded wheat, so I was out of both, and I'm like going, I gotta get. Walmart was packed today, absolutely packed. Okay, and what I noticed is that people are so just the blank looks on their faces, unsmiling, just you can just see they're just grinding through, and it's like, my God, it's not that bad. It can be. Don't get me wrong, it can be, but you know. Oh yeah, yeah, I'll show you. Of course, they're frosted mini shredded wheat. Gotta have that. That's important. Um, but it's sad. It's sad to see people just so miserable and negative, and oh yeah, and you're seeing that too. Yep, that people have the face diaper on. I'm seeing some of the people, and I look at him and I'm like, really? But hey, to each their own. Again, I'd love to say something. I would love to say something, but I just go, just shut up, just shut up. Doesn't matter. They're gonna, they're doing what they're gonna do, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and let them do it. I don't care, because you know how it affects me. It doesn't. So, do I think it's kind of crazy? Yes, I do. Okay, but it's not for me to say I'm not living their life. Maybe they're a cancer patient. Maybe everybody in the family is a cancer patient, and that's why they have that on. I don't know. I don't know. So, anyway, yeah, let's do We Are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? We have Southwest Oklahoma with Richard. Melbourne, Australia is in the house with Philip. Good day, Philip. Franklin County, Ohio. New Mexico, Connecticut. We have Waterloo, New York. We have BC, Canada with Janet. Central Iowa with Robert. We have Nostradamus. I love that. That's funny. In Georgia. Missouri and the Ozarks. Hey, Troy, thank you very much for the donation, buddy. I appreciate that. We have Clyde in the house from Inverness, Florida. We have Idaho in the house with Janita. Southwest Ohio. We have Miami, Florida in the house with OM. Leesburg, Florida with Joan. Morristown, Tennessee with Patty. Sandusky Bay, Ohio with T-Star. Prepper Patty out of Houston, Texas. We have Vancouver Island, very nice, Prep Rebel. Union City, Pennsylvania. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Fort Worth, Texas with Sonia. Charlotte County, Florida with Gloria. Greenville, North Carolina with Jeff. Central New York with Village Homestead. Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. Hudson Valley, New York. We have West Virginia there with Betty. Texas is in the house. Bador County, West Virginia, with Derek. We have Regan from Brussels. Very nice. Glad to have you here. Dawn from the UP of Michigan. We have Central Wisconsin with John. South Central Indiana with Danny. Pennsylvania with Karen. Let's see. Morning Light also in West Virginia. We have Michigan in the house with 1 second after. Here's something that I want you guys to think about. So, like I said, again, we're all over the place. Western Massachusetts with Mac, Upper Pennsylvania, or oh no, UP of Michigan with Dina. Sorry. Enwa, Tennessee. Hale, Michigan with Joe. Again, we're like I said, we're all over the place, guys. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. Um, so we're a big family. Hey, Mac, did you get that tank installed today in the truck? I think you said your appointment was today, so I just wanted to see if you got that done. Um, and give me a holler after the stream, Mac. We have West Central Ohio with Dale, but yeah, it's what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, I'm going blank. Mine's going blank. But anyway, guys, biggest thing is control what you can control. Take care of what you can take care of. Get as ready as you possibly can, because when that other shoe drops, it ain't going to be pretty. It really is not going to be. There's a lot going on. A lot of things can happen, and it could be a domino effect. One thing after another, that could turn things really, really bad really quickly. So just keep doing what you can do. Think of your families. Take care of, like I said, what you can take care of. And, like with the one person, they got just hit the 3 year mark on food storage for 3 people. I think that's amazing. That's awesome. And that's great to hear, because, we may need that much. You don't know. You don't know. Yeah, welcome to our age. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, it's getting done tomorrow. Oh, okay. The winch is fixed. All right, cool, Mac. Very cool. Very, very cool. But anyway, guys, just like I said, control what you can control. Take care of the people that you care about. Make sure you have a plan. It's not the time to figure out what to do after SHDF. It is having that game plan in place, knowing what you're going to do. Uh, Talk to the people that you're going to talk to. Where are you going to meet? What are we doing? Where are we going? Have that game plan down. So, a lot of the times we're not going to be home. We may be out and about. How you getting back home? What do you have with you that's going to help facilitate you getting back home safely? Okay, so those are things you need to think about. But anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I don't think we had a lot of trolls in here tonight, did we, JJ? I didn't see you guys um, have to deal with that a lot. But so anyway, thank you guys for doing what you do. Appreciate it very much. I appreciate all the support from you guys as well. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy doing these streams. And, do I ever stay on topic? Nope. But we have good conversations, I think. And I like the randomness of being able to just go wherever we decide to go. And a lot of times, you guys dictate where the conversation's going by the questions that you ask. And I try to answer as many as I can, because I think that that's important as well. Um, you know, Watch what we're doing down here. It is doable. It can be done. And it just, again, it's going to take time. But, take care of what you can take care of. And that's important. Remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. Yeah, we take you off topic. It's all right, Don. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We really are. We're one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out and come together, my goodness, wouldn't this world be such a better place? If we could focus our energies on positive things instead of negative things, it would be amazing. We could help a whole lot of people, and I think that that's important. Or teach people to help themselves, which is even more important, I believe. So, but Ed, I'm truly grateful for the shout outs. Things will be changing after Sunday. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, and anyways, let me just say this: Happy Easter to everybody. I will be live streaming Sunday anyway, so I will say it again then. But it's Easter weekend. People are going to be traveling, going to where they want to go. Be safe, have fun, be with the people that you enjoy being with. Family is not always blood. Remember that, okay? So that's important as well. Also, guys, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from negative people that want to bring you down because they can't wait to try to knock you down. That's what they love to do. But don't listen to them. Set realistic goals and then make them happen. And I think we're a great example of that down here. You know, yeah, would I love to see everything going all on at once and getting done? It would be great, but that's not reality. So you have to focus on, okay, what can we work on? Again, the bunker is going to be an ongoing process for years. But once we start getting in underground, it's going to start really taking shape, and then people are going to see, and we're going to go from there. And that'll be cool. So, but the bunker, or I mean, the pavilion is going to be getting done within the next couple of months, and that's going to be cool as well. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun process, and and you'll see it come together, and we'll be doing more building, obviously. A lot of things coming up in the future. A lot of things. All right. So anyway, guys, you have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse One out for now.